Once more, desert ashes smother the trees, like oracle barren branches seem to weave, and sky is gaping through the cracks of clouds, filling the dead silence of night shroud, with remnants of distant fires of past, with ancestors' lives put to rest. One rule of night's honor code states, leave your mark on the summer glades, and with one sharp edges of the wicked sword, blunted by vanity's spine and an infinite horde of false triumphs and myriads of empty defeats, still seek the thing which you surely need. If we only knew what awaits us, glory or jeer, knight and wolf are shadows in the maze of fear. Knight and wolf are shadows in the maze of fear. Snake-like lies dormant desert in the rear, having poisoned the dreams with knowledge, and now self-delusion is mute, O man of downfall. Of child's fantasy on forbidden vanity wall, lifeless branches conceal treacherous traps that sketch bleeding wounds like intricate maps to preserve your purpose and your heart, without staining it with deceit, filth, and blood. Let the beast leave. Do not adorn with its green thy helm or thy armor with totem skin. Let it go without passion and jealous doubt. Knight and wolf, a union of man and beast, but covered with cloak of disbelief is the land of mist. But covered with cloak of disbelief is the land of mist, where torches barely light woods and plains. People ramble, craving for battle like beasts. They are robed in pelts of wolves slain. Their heads are in hoods of wolves green. Blind man's guide, secret's crafty priest, lured his victims with stories of thick mists, concealing the sword with knowledge within. Only he who bested in strength and agility, who despised his fears and the dreads of hell, shall conquer the castle of glory which death befell, uncrowning the master of the garden of moon. Their stepmother's life, death midwife and matchmaker, and mirror of evil reflects in the lake of ash. And mirror of evil reflects in the lake of ash, scattering mist amidst relics, roots and buds that gulp down life with clots of blood, blood of knights that for immortality clash. Swings of steel are crushing bones and armor, playing hymn of swords, clanking in dying clamor, whirling and whirling around and filling the space, only to fade away in the morning embrace. Sacred sword is but a blind fortune's test. He chose the one who bled, but survived the fight, who stood his own, kept the vow that night. Bull's life weighs more than that of the rest. His skin is not a part of the heated race, and they the souls like hope in light's embrace. And they the souls like hope in light's embrace, when but an echo remains of the savage battle, and the departed, sunk unto the oblivion like cattle, shall drown a field, no king's mourning, no grace. The lake of ash shall devour the bodies once more, mass grave for those who knew no penance before. The skies shall be slipped from east by sunray, dividing into future and past the time spanned astray. Clenching your trophy's guard in iron-clad fist, fixing your eyes on the blazing fireball of sunrise, shall you see the castle, illusion of grand prize, or the heaven of home shall bring you glee and peace, to fall into joy by bathing in bliss all day. But she is not here, the joy has gone away. But she is not here, the joy has gone away. Why does the gold sea of wheat ear and breathe, if there's no one to reap, and the windmill doesn't heed to the cool stream, and the barn is not bursting with yield? Stables are empty, yard and garden lie in decay, and no one to meet you by the river or field. No goods, no chattels in the sun or the shade, and a wide open door shall not dissuade. Only a wandering ghost in the twilight of room of loving care glimmers under a veil of faded bloom. But a reckless touch, a wave of the years of past, like symphony into notes, crumbled it into dust. And with a spindle and a yarn in the midday sun, only the long journey through summer to summer spun. Only the long journey through summer to summer spun. The path's ribbon stretches out, often winding its way, like feelings and doubts of an ecstatic run astray. In space and time of borderlands inhabited by no one, the sea is alluring with hope and setting sails, to cast off with a new mate into the raging gale, and brave the elements, longing like Argo of yore, for a faithful soul and comfort of the sandy shore. But blue abyss cries out for torment and offering, raising rollers, ripping and snarling rigging. With insatiable ardor the blue for death hungers, to relish weakness, fear, and its crushing powers. Like faith, carelessly leaves us at desperate times. Like evil dream, drives the mind into the death's wise. Like evil dream drives the mind into death's wise, and pulling it out of hangman's knot of illusions is harder than hunting a bear with blindfolded eyes, but not as perilous as the tangled knot of delusions, of accepted rules created by someone somehow. But once on the track, it's hard to return, for thou stare not with blame when your mate goes away. Chose the rose that will stay till his dying day, having left his shield as hope and belief in triumph, so as not to forget his temple and hearth in error, rather than just giving up his bliss to servilely vie for others' phantoms, empty passions and desires. But love brings as much hurt as war and villainy, the covenant enshrined the law of hypocrisy. The covenant enshrined the law of hypocrisy. Life is war with your enemies, or shadow of thee, that came out like a werewolf in full moon night. Even a humble coward cannot escape in flight. The moon triumphs, eclipsing the fading day star. Monsters come to feast, the time of lunacy is nigh. But duty obliges to guard the treasure's palace. binding the deal with this world with steel and blood. Under Melis' crimson sky, with a shield and sword, by beast's claws, his jaws bite, his stunning roar, experience the insane lust and hunger for power, and yet still defend your creed and do not cower. By the dust of distant stars, strewing celestial vault, seeker enters the garden of moon, or a story yet untold. Seeker enters the garden of moon, for a story yet untold. The dream that drew him through tracks and roads into the decrepit castle to see truth proved to be lies, where secrets shall lose their sugar-coated disguise. Deaf time is reluctantly echoed back by blind space. Gay doors tear the silence of the forlorn place. The eyes of the true seeker witness a sight of dismal, the hall with roses, drooping in a cobweb of calm, among tentacles of lianas and interlaced banners, on a stone throne beset by moss and dampness, is but a ghost, clad in armor fretted with rust, a myth of the head of the pack, egregor of past. You wanted this battle to take his place one day, to be once more alone amid hypocrisy and decay. To be once more alone amid hypocrisy and decay, having taken a sip of the potion of vile, joyless pride, you shall search for the cure for the rest of your life, and its haunting taste shall never be washed away. When the chimerous acolyte offers the crown, you shall unveil sacred knowledge and meaning. A step lies between the envier and power and throne, in the dusty garden of overripe dead cravings. Pride is only the first gulp of the vanity thirst. Alas, scorn shall be the second, but won't be the last. Thus he who devotes his life to arrogant desires shall spend the rest of it alone in bitter grief fires. But having chosen the crown and the throne, may one somehow return to the vows of yore. May one somehow return to the vows of yore. Stranger's destiny of that wolfskin has no allure. There shall be no one to condemn nor to forbid, the everlasting circle and its cycle to repeat. Through the breach or the frail gates, just retreat, to ramble freely through fields of unripe wheat, where predators hunt in the dampness of woods, in gullies of flowers and bushes full of mushrooms. The lot of weak-spirited is to fear frost and heat, or to go door to door searching for a soothing refuge of blinding peace and calm confusing, flattery or goodness, and for reward for a feat. It's safer to find your pack, albeit it being tough. But fools are not people at all. Fools can love. But wolves are not people at all. Wolves can love. And they have no churches, no judges or fools. Their harsh, cruel lives are led by one simple rule: Wolves do not betray, brothers by pack or blood. Wolf is a beast, he has no illusions of guile or sin. Believe, if you wish, and enter his unknown kingdom. Test, if you wish, and see that his loyalty is in no lack. Kill, if you wish, but ask not for quarter from his pack. Betray, if you wish, but never again seek his friendship. Feed, if you wish, but he shall not be a dog on a leash. Believe, if you wish, he won't whimper, he'll understand. Forget him, if you wish, but he shall not forget your scent. Wolf's code is plain and simple, their laws are brief, and swathes a glorious dream, dream of infinite glee. And swathes a glorious dream, dream of infinite glee. Now in the shade of chestnuts you can breathe deep. You have drained the cup of envy, sorrow and spite. Accept the dreary adage, world is eternal, you finite. Be that as it may, it is only partly reminiscent of elegy, yet full of life and energy. Flowers reach for the sun. Honey bees collect sweet pollen, they buzz and hum, and we only partially know happiness and misery. In the moments of satiety of life and foolish beliefs, you can furrow the skies for a new song and tune, and watch birds in their nests cleaning their plumes, or dream that once again, while observing the land, wandering night shall deem this world is too small, and once more desert ashes smother the trees. Once more desert ashes smother the trees. Knight and wolf are shadows in the maze of fear, but covered with cloak of disbelief is the land of mist, and mirror of evil reflects in the lake of ash, and day dissolves like hope in light's embrace. But she is not here, the joy has gone away, only the long road through summer to summer spun, like evil dream, drives the mind into death's vice. The covenant enshrined the law of hypocrisy. Seeker enters the garden of moon for a story yet untold, to be once more alone amid hypocrisy and decay. May one somehow return to the vows of yore. But wolves are not people at all. Wolves can laugh, and swathes a glorious dream, dream of infinite glee.